Hello guys and welcome back to our channel Barca Admirers for today's video covering all the latest news updates and transfers roundup regarding Barcelona. In this episode, we have covered the salary situation at the club and I'll be honest with you, things are not looking good at all. If things keep going like this, we will definitely lose Messi. Meanwhile, Memphis Depay is all set to make his Barca debut as negotiations regarding a Brazilian breakdown alongside many more such updates. So make sure to watch this video till the very end without skipping over any part. We have a small request for our audience. Over 80% of our channel's viewers are consistently watching our videos but without subscribing to the channel. As for our subscribers, only 28% of them have turned on all the notifications for the channel and enabled the YouTube app notifications. So those who haven't yet done so, please hit that subscribe button, press the bell icon, select all and then enable the YouTube app notifications to keep enjoying our videos. Now before we begin, a small shout out to OneFootball. If you are a football fan and want to stay updated about the plethora of latest news coming up in the vast world of football, then OneFootball is the best app for you. Be it the latest news updates, transfer rumors or update about club or international football, OneFootball has got it all covered. It is completely free to use and its biggest perk is that it gives you real-time match updates whenever a game is being played out, and whenever there's a major incident in the game, you will be notified by the app. You can select your favorite club and it will suggest you personalized articles. In my case, it's definitely Barcelona. Be it game statistics, current form of your team or individual performances of your players, you get it all. La Liga, Champions League, English Premier League, Serie A, World Cup, Bundesliga, League One, MLS or AFC Champions League, everything you want, it's here. So go ahead, check it out. Link to download the app is given in the description of this video. First up today, we have an update on the salary structure of Barcelona. ESPN journalists Moises Llorens and Samuel Marsden report that Barcelona's drive to reduce their wage bill has hit a significant obstacle as they struggle to make room to register the new signings and Lionel Messi's contract, which could result in Messi being unable to play for Barcelona at least until January. For the next one, Barcelona's pre-season friendly against Girona ended in a 3-1 victory to the Blaugrana as PIQUE, Griezmann and Memphis Depay all scored. Depay made his debut and converted a penalty, while Collado, Gavi and Balde all played extremely well. The club have also failed to agree to terms on a pay cut with long-serving veteran players Sergio Busquets, Jordi Alba and Sergi Roberto. Barca managing director Matthew Alemany has spoken with the trio's agents, but none have shown yet any appetite to cut their earnings to help the club. Busquets earns around 16 million euros a year at the club, while Jordi Alba is on 13 million euros and Sergi Roberto at 10.5 million euros a year. Now, since this news is about our veteran players, I believe it deserves some sort of clarification. Before anybody jumps in to defend Sergio Roberto, I guess it's worth mentioning that Joshua Kimmich earns just 7.9 million euros per season as his base salary at Munich. Achraf Hakimi used to earn just 5 million euros at Inter Milan, being a right back. Of course, he will earn more at PSG, but I believe my point is very clear. Yeah, I'm very much aware of what Sergio Roberto has done for the club. I've lived through the same emotions during the remontada and also during the 2017 Clasico where Messi scored that last goal. And like every other fan, I'm grateful to him for all those memories, but you cannot bag over 10 million euros every year simply because he gave us some great memories. His performances in the last few seasons have been bang average, and I'm being lenient here when I say that. And I hope people still have not yet forgotten how we bottled the league last season with him. If you feel like defending him on the basis of his performance in the Nastic game, please do not go there. Firstly, that was a friendly, and secondly, it was against a third division team. Even Trincao did great in the preseason games last year. I remember him being loaned out in this summer. You can argue that Roberto might still be used as a bench player or as a rotational option in the midfield, to which of course I would agree, but a bench player does not earn 10.5 million euros per season and neither should Sergi Roberto. The situation is clear. If Sergi does not agree to a wage reduction, he needs to be forced out. As for Jordi Alba and Sergio Busquets, there still may be criticisms, but they are still an integral part of the squad. However, they still need to reduce the paycheck amounts, at least for the sake of the club they call their own. If you think that's bad enough, it's also reported by ESPN that Griezmann will not reduce his salary. Hence, Barcelona is likely to pay part of his wage at another club if any deal goes through. We also have some good news as far as reduction of salaries is concerned. Journalist Gerard Romero reports that Gerard Piqué's wage cut is done and the club awaits for more players to cut their salaries to make it official. He has accepted to reduce his salary by more than 50%. Alright then, moving on to the next news update, we have a report by reliable journalist Tony Joan Marti. It states that Miralem, Pjanic and Samuel Umtiti have been told that they do not have a future at the club, but neither of them are close to leaving yet. Meanwhile, Philippe Coutinho, who earns around 24 million euros annually, and Luis Neto, whose salary stands at 6.5 million euros, are the two other candidates to leave in this summer, but they could very well end up staying. If there is no right offer for Coutinho, he will continue with Barcelona, and for Koeman, he is an interesting player and he is counting on him. There are chances for the Brazilian to move on loan, and AC Milan are one of the clubs that are interested in him. Going to the next one, Spanish publication Mundo Deportivo reports that Barcelona caught the attention of promising winger Yousuf Demir in September 2020. Members of the sporting area had met with him multiple times, which led to the winger only wanting to join Barcelona. Interestingly, according to the same report, Demir was always signed with the intention of him being a first-team player. Laporta officially registered him with the B team as a cheat code so the Barcelona salary bill would be untouched. His wages are not on the first team's books and hence he is essentially playing for free. Next up, Spanish news outlet Sport reports that Ilaix Moriba wants to continue as a Barcelona player and join the pre-season as soon as possible. The coach of Barca B, Sergi has also confirmed in his latest statement that he has personally asked Ilaix Moriba not to leave the club and the player is managing it very well. However, the situation is very complicated. Moriba currently earns 2 million euros per season. He is the highest earner in La Masia. For his contract renewal with Barcelona, he is demanding a salary of 6 million euros per season. That is more than Kun Agüero, Memphis Depay, Pedri, Puig and Araujo's salary. Speaking about the second team, Sergi Barjuan's Barca B opened the pre-season with a comfortable 3-0 win over Laix yesterday. Ferran Yulga was the most outstanding Barca player and intervened in all the 3 goals. Moriba, of course, had to watch the game from his home as a penalty for not renewing his contract. Moving on to the following news update, Sports reports that Collado wants to give absolutely everything in this pre-season to convince Ronald Koeman in order to stay at the first team. The player does not want to know anything about leaving the club. For the next one, we have the comments of former Barca player Matheus Fernandes. In his latest interview with O Globo, Fernandes was questioned about his contract termination with Barcelona. He said that he did not know it and when he received it, he simply could not believe it. He was at home having a good time with his wife when he received a message from the club asking if he had the same email address. He confirmed it and then he received it. Of course, the player was very upset at the way he was treated. He said that it does not cost anything to call to talk and to inform him over a phone call. He thinks that it's very unprofessional. It was bad, it was ugly on the part of the club and he does not even know how it happened. He will leave it to his lawyers. Matheus further said that as a child, he always had a dream of playing at Barcelona. However, when he got here, he simply was not treated like a football player. He told the sports director who did not treat him like a professional player of Barcelona. For the next news update, Spanish publication Diario AS reports that Depay's adaptation into the team is going very smoothly. The player feels very happy with the support given to him in these first few days of training. We might have some bad news up next, as Sports reports that Oscar Mingueza could miss the 2 remaining games of the first group stage against Australia and Argentina in the Olympics. He did not train today. The RFEF set a period of 48 hours to assess the progress, but it seems unlikely that he will be ready in time. For the next one, it's reported by Sport that Barcelona do not understand why the Department of Health only allowed a capacity of 20% in the game for the Joan Trophy. The club was convinced that 50% of the Camp Nou could have been reached without any type of risk for the fans. That brings us to the end of today's news roundup. Going to the transfer section, at number 1, it's reported by Sport that Antoine Griezmann has stood ground with the club. He will only accept leaving for Atletico Madrid and has rejected any other possibility. The club will be forced to keep him if Atletico cannot match his high salaries. Going to the next transfer update, Top-tier journalist Gerard Romero reports that Samuel Umtiti and Miralem Pjanic will surely leave Barcelona in this summer. It will be done sooner or later, but it will happen 100%. Right now, Pjanic is in a hurry to finalize his departure from Barcelona before they head off for pre-season games in Germany. The Bosnian is willing to lower his salary to return to Juventus on loan, and the Catalans will accept the operation with the Italian team as long as they do not have to pay absolutely anything. For the next transfer update, we have a report by reliable journalist Javi Miguel. It states that if Ilaix Moriba does not extend his contract, Barcelona will start listening to offers of around 30 million euros for the player. Some English clubs are interested in the youngster. Up next, Mundo Deportivo reports that Luis Neto's continuity at the club is a serious possibility. There is no team that can afford the Brazilian. That's all the news we could collect for you today. If you enjoyed this video, then please subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon, select all, and enable all the YouTube app notifications. We have always been overly impressed by your response to our videos. So in this episode, we have decided to set a target of 550 likes. Please Qlers, help us reach our target on this episode as well. Now that's all we have for today's episode. I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next video. Until then, stay safe. Visca el Barça, Visca el Catalunya.